That's quite an alarming answer, actually. The figures you've just read out are even worse than the ones that I'd found for myself. So, I mean, I've repeatedly warned you, as you will remember, over several years about the problem of people on low wages with old cars in outer London who need their car and who can't afford to replace it or pay the ULEZ charge. And in May, the Standard reported that there were £220 million of outstanding fines, and you've just told us it's now, between then and now, it's ballooned from 220 million to 376 million. And that Evening Standard report said that actually most of the fines had remained unpaid. We've also seen TfL's bad debt. Before you started expanding ULEZ, it was about 160 million. At the last time that we asked them about it a couple of months ago, it was 450 million. Perhaps that's gone up significantly as well. So it's a huge problem of bad debt that you've created for TfL. I mean, are we going to see bailiffs knocking on people's doors trying to recover this money? Is that where this is going?
Well, as I said, TfL will consider all options to recover monies owed to TfL. There's no evidence that the reason for PCNs being unpaid is because of people's means. TfL is looking into what the issues are. They've also spoken to those responsible for DART payments, national highways, local authorities and others, and the percentage I mentioned, 0.27, is comparable, as indeed is the issues around lag comparable to others as well.
I mean, you keep quoting this very small percentage to suggest that it's not a big number. It's a material number in TfL's budget, isn't it? Hundreds of millions of pounds of additional bad debt compared with before the ULEZ expansion. And it just seems to me either they're going to have to become increasingly aggressive about recovering this money, with bailiffs knocking on people's door, impounding, I don't know, their car, their telly, I don't know what bailiffs impound these days, or they're going to have to write off the debt, aren't they? So this is hundreds of millions of pounds of fiction in TfL's accounts.
Let me be quite clear on a number of issues. There to be no misunderstanding. £367 million of unpaid fines is too big. If you break the law, you break the law. You either believe in that or you don't. So if you're not paying a fine, you're breaking the law, and action should be taken. Just like if you, vandalise a camera.
Before you go into a convoluted analogy, I don't disagree.
I was asked a question, Chair, and I should be allowed to answer the question. And so I don't resolve from encouraging TfL to use all options open to make sure we recover as much of this fines as we can.
But this is, I mean, what you've just said is quite similar to what TfL told me at the Budget Committee previously. And, they talk a good game about recovering it. But, even since the spring, it's gone from 220 million to 376 million. It's going in the wrong direction. At some point, do they not have to write this money off? And then, so the impact, so the TfL budget that they present then is a fiction, isn't it? With hundreds of millions of pounds of bad debt that, whatever tough talk you give about people breaking the law, if you can't get the money, you can't get the money. At what point do you think TfL just need to start writing this off?
Well, I'm surprised you're not aware about how bad debt provision works in budgeting. So what happened after a period of time, if fines aren't paid, they become bad debt and they're written off. And it's the same with the congestion charge, which goes back to 2003 in relation to assemblies, embassies not paying that, or in relation to individuals. The difference is there are sanctions available and options open to TfL in relation to individuals. As I said to you, a 5-stage process from somebody receiving a PCN to the end, 6 stages, I beg your pardon, 6 stages. TfL will explore all 6 of those stages.
Yeah, I think what we've learned is that TfL's bad debt is ballooning because of ULEZ, and there is now something close to £500 million of fictional money in the TfL budget, which I think we all need to be very concerned about. Thank you, Chair.